Ladies and gentlemen, the time has finally come for the Life is Strange Before the Storm review. I have so many things to talk about here. I'll try and keep it as short as I can because I know I could talk about this game probably for a few good hours. You know what? I should just do a podcast about this game. Yep. Scratch the review. We're not doing it. We're done. No, I'm just kidding. I'll do the review. But in all honesty, I'll give you my thoughts at the end, but literally this is a generational masterpiece of a game. Language cannot even describe how good it is. I don't know how I'm going to do this review, but get your seatbelts on because it's going to be a pretty bumpy ride, folks.
That was a joke.
I know. Your dark sense of humor reminds me a lot of Nathan's.
Here we go. Life is Strange Before the Storm. We're knocking on the gameplay's door for first stop. Before I get into any gameplay's about the story and how the game mechanics work and gameplay and all that. It's one of my favorite stories of all time, and character-wise of all time, it's insane. And I just want to take a moment to say this game is unbelievable. I mean, from the well-developed stories to the really extremely well-developed main characters, even the side characters were insane. You got a number of characters. I mean, I would love to have a side game spin-off just from the focus of Nathan Prescott, because personally I think he's the most interesting character in the entire Life is Strange series. But I mean, like, oh my god, I've only felt this way about a game since The Last of Us, and I'm not even kidding you. Life is Strange literally just makes me want to just sit down and just enjoy the fact this game is actually here. Like, it just makes you grateful that you played Life is Strange, which is crazy. Now to put it into gameplay, right? Story, unbelievable, amazing, one of the best I've ever seen. The actual gameplay mechanics works well. There's some multiple choice elements, which is pretty cool. It's pretty much just walking around, enjoying things, talking to people and whatnot. And one cool thing I think that is a huge help in character development is that just like you'd be going around and you see like a jar of pennies or whatever and you click it, and then they would say something about it. Like, you could literally do that to a lot of things. And that, I think, subconsciously creates the character a lot more than what people think it does. It's really hard to describe how this game is because its language cannot even describe it, in my opinion. It's one of those games where you forget you have a controller in your hand. It's insane. I'm not even kidding you. I can't fathom any words. All I can say is this is one of my favorite games of all time. The story is extremely memorable. The characters are insane. I mean, like, I could go on and on. I could literally, like I said in the beginning, do a podcast about this game. Probably 2 podcasts. And I bet you I could do a podcast just on characters alone. I mean, like Chloe Price, her dad, Joyce. I could do a whole podcast on Max or Nathan Prescott. I mean, like Nathan Prescott. And dare I forget, one of my favorite characters in any movie, game, book, anything, Rachel frickin' Amber. I'm telling you right now. She's like, you want to be her. Like, she's talented. She's good at everything. She's like the most confident person you'll ever see in your life. But the dynamic her character has, I mean, I literally, like I said, words cannot describe this game.
Is this exactly? I mean, fuck. Are you actually going to make me say it? Say what? Exactly. You know, like a friendship. But more. Ah. I know. Weird, right? It's just today was the best day I've had since my dad died. And when I almost ruined it just now, the way I ruin everything, it made me realize whatever's going on between us is special.
And I just want to interject here because this is upcoming one of my favorite scenes in games, movies, books, TV shows, whatever, you name it. Because it's real emotions. Like, I mean, like, most of the time, when you see stuff on TV or whatever, you know, pretty good. But because we know so much about this character and everything she's been through is just boiling to this point where she just wants to take a baseball bat and just smash everything in the yard. And just let it all out.
Fuck this place. That description. Fuck off, Rachel. I've never understood your hard-on for cameras, Max. You took a million pictures of us, and not one of them showed that you were gonna leave when I needed you most. Fuck cameras.
That is correct. 110 out of 100. The highest you can get. Unbelievable. I've already said what I think about this game, but the pros, amazing characters, amazing story, and a really good pace to the story. You know, it wasn't you start up and it's like, holy shit, there goes everything. And then all of a sudden you'll have like an hour-long break of nothing. It's a really good pace to the story. Unbelievable gameplay. I mean, like, I still can't describe it. But we will go on to presentation now.
Thanks. So, did you bring flowers for my dressing room? I guess I owe you. I'll hold you to that.
Okay, presentation. Most underrated category in all of everything. Anywhere. At all. Now, I just want to say the presentation for this game, it was all hand-drawn, I believe, which is pretty insane. The upgrade from Life is Strange 1 is definitely noticeable, mostly in the animations for when they talk, because sometimes in Life is Strange, the original, when they would talk, their mouths wouldn't even move, which is kind of weird, but so they definitely upgraded that, which I like. The songs, I've never seen any movie or game possible to have this many songs I have to put on my playlist. Like, I'm not kidding you. Combined, I think it's like 10 songs between Life is Strange 1 and Before the Storm, which is unbelievable. And I think it must have taken a long ass time to find all these songs to go with this game, because it's like every song is like baked into the direction of the game and navigates it with it. It's insane. Like, it goes exactly with the emotions that the certain characters feeling, whether it be Rachel or Chloe or whoever it is. It's something I've never seen ever before, and I've only seen it slightly being experimented with Guardians of the Galaxy in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So they've done a little bit with that, but not quite on this level. And that brings presentation to a close, I believe. There's not much to talk about. This game is only about an 8-hour game. So there's not much to talk about in presentation, but whatever is there is definitely poignant. And as much as I've praised presentation, nothing will ever beat my number one presentation game. That's right, folks. It's coming down. Back to Life is Strange though. Presentation 98 out of 100. So close to 100 out of 100. We got great, amazing soundtrack. I mean, it's unbelievable. You could listen to this soundtrack playlist all night long. Great creative design was awesome, and character design was memorable. I say that because the design for like the clothes they were wearing and what, like just Rachel's one earring with the blue feather, that is memorable. But nevertheless, on to General Impact we go.
Take my hands, most faithful friend. For but a little longer, I beseech. Continue in thy service to my schemes, and when they are complete, I swear to thee, we shall fly beyond this isle. The corners of the world are mere prologue.
So, General Impact. This is one of the biggest games for General Impact I've ever had in my life. To put it into perspective, in my all-time favorite games, top 500, whatever you want to call it, I have games I really, really like that are in between 15 and 25. Hall of Fame games are between like 15 down to probably around 5. And then you get into the extremely good games are like some of my all-time favorites. I will never forget them. Unbelievable favorites of mine, which include games like BioShock, Resident Evil 5, of course Hexen for Nintendo 64, Tomb Raider, BioShock 2, that's right, 2 BioShocks, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, new ones in there, and King Kong the Game for GameCube. But even those games that literally mean so much to me, there's a higher tier. It's like the Area 51 of the world, the FBI, the Men in Black, the aliens that don't exist, nobody knows about them, classified intel. These Area 51 aliens are BioShock Infinite. Most underrated game in all of these in this category. And I mean The Last of Us. Over 200 Game of the Year. 200 Game of the Year awards, really? And of course, classic Resident Evil 4. Unbelievable. I played it over like 60 times. And the newcomer, Life is Strange / Life is Strange Before the Storm. Pretty much the same thing in my opinion. That is right. And if that doesn't say that General Impact shouldn't get max score, then I don't know what will. 125 out of 100. Unbelievable. The second highest game for General Impact. If it was number one, it would have beat The Last of Us and got 150 out of 100, because that's the max you could ever get out of anything. But 125 out of 100 is still unbelievably high. Pros, everything is memorable about this game. The soundtrack, the gameplay, the characters, the story, you can name it. And it is a game of a generation. I will never forget playing this game. It is one of my 4 Area 51 games, I like to call them. Now that there's 4 of them, used to be the 3 Area 51s, but now there's 4 of them. So yeah, that's right. The coveted 11 out of 10. Only 3 other games have ever gotten this. Area 51 games, of course. Res 4, Last of Us, and of course BioShock Infinite. Life is Strange for the Storm / Life is Strange has gotten 11 out of 10. An unbelievable achievement and feat to get. I mean, this game I can praise all day, all night long. I'm not kidding when I could say I could do a podcast on this for like 3 or 4 hours. This game is a generational game, and it should get a lot more credit than what it does. 11 out of 10 is my final score. I will see everybody next time for my next review on Prey. Peace out.
Take my hands, most faithful friend. For but a little longer, I beseech. Continue in thy service to my schemes, and when they are complete, I swear to thee, we shall fly beyond this isle. The corners of the world are mere prologue. I'll seek to make thy happiness so great that e'en the name of liberty's forgot. What sayest thou to my most hopeful wish? Yes, I am most pleased. Your duty
done for now, so go forth hence with haste. I've work to do.